I suspect foul play, and I've eliminated no suspects. Knives Out, directed by Ryan Johnson, stars Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, and a bunch of other people. Great cast in this movie, really big cast, one of the best casts of this year. And this was a movie I was really, really anticipating. It came out late November. I did get a chance to see it. And let's talk about this movie. I thought it was great. This is a classic whodunit murder mystery, and you know, there isn't many murder mysteries like this, especially classic whodunits like this, that is set in one location. There really isn't many of these anymore, so it's great to see this. There's a lot on TV, there's just not a lot in the movies, and to get a really big produced movie like this, whodunit, with a lot of really great cast members, and Ryan Johnson helming it. I was very, very excited. So let's talk about Knives Out. Let's start off with the story. Someone on an old man, the grandfather of many children, and father of this family, basically dies on his 85th birthday party, and the detective Daniel Craig comes in, and he sort of has to figure it out, looking at all the family, and it focuses on the main character, which is the only suspect who is not in the family. She's the carer of the man that dies, and she was phenomenal in this film. Easily the best part of this movie, besides Daniel Craig and the amazing script. But she was easily amazing in this movie because I love that character, because it was the character that we see this movie through, and it was a really, really great lens to see this movie through, and I really, really liked it. And it was going in certain directions where I thought, okay, this is the movie now, okay. I didn't expect this, but okay. And then it doesn't do that, and then it gives us a little twist. And this is a movie that just keeps continuously getting more and more exciting. There keeps being more things we see. There's a lot of flashbacks, a lot of things we see as they learn more things, and as we discover more things as the audience, it shows us them. And it was a really, really unique way to tell this story. We actually do see what happens quite early on in the movie, and then it's all about situations and just learning more about how this situation came to be. And I thought that was really, really unique. It added a lot of tension to the movie, and actually a lot of unpredictability, because if the worst thing going into a mystery is it being predictable, and this movie was never predictable because the story is consistently progressing, the characters are consistently progressing, and there's always something going on, so you're not ever thinking about who it could be. You're always thinking about where the story could lead. And this was a very investing murder mystery, a really great whodunit, and one that, again, a great whodunit is one that is unexpected, but not unexpected just to throw something in there. One that actually does make sense, and this one does make sense, and it is extremely well written. I love this movie, man, and it's really well put together as well. Like, it's a really well directed film with very interesting characters, with a very, very big family here of characters. There really isn't any character in this movie that is really sidelined. There's some that are in more than others, but all of the main family members all get something to do and all are integral to this story and this investigation. So I did appreciate that. Now we're going to talk about Daniel Craig in this movie.
I suspect foul play. And I have eliminated no suspects.
He is excellent in this film. He is so amazing. He worked in every scene. And the first, I would say, like 10-15 minutes of this movie is him interviewing all the different people, and intercuts between him interviewing every single member of the family, and then he saves the one that isn't part of the family, because the main character until the end. And that was a really great way to structure him as a character and to structure everyone in this family as a character, and it did that expertly well, because all of them have little reasons of why they might have done it, and some of them are bigger suspects, some of them aren't. So, and there's always something to think about in this film, and that's always great to see in a murder mystery. Again, it is a classic murder mystery, and you could say it's not original because of that, but it is original as a film because we don't really get many films like this anymore. So it's great to see this film out today and done as well as it is, and the writing is spectacular, the dialogue is spectacular, and the characters are very well written. And this movie always does something interesting with our characters, like the main character. She can't lie because if she lies, she's physically sick. That's amazing. That's just an extra little trait on there where she has that thing in her where she has to be really careful about lying. And because she's the biggest suspect, that's a really tough thing to do. And that adds a lot of tension throughout the film and a lot of great moments. And there's all those little moments with these characters, but that main character especially has a lot and a lot of emotion actually put around it. You actually do care about that character, and you want that character to be fine. You want that character to get away with stuff. And Chris Evans comes in about halfway through, and when he comes in, he is great. I love him in this movie. He is really funny. He has a lot of comedy in the movie.
Up your ass.
Oh, very nice.
Matter of fact,
Oh my God.
eat shit. How's that? Eat shit. Eat shit. Eat shit.
Smug smile.
Definitely eat shit.
It wasn't as funny as I expected. It was more thrilling and engaging than I expected, which was great. But there were a lot of funny elements in there, and they all pretty much worked. And I really, really appreciate that. And I said, all the characters work as well, and there is a lot of them, and all of them felt memorable. All of them had something to them that made them interesting or made them unique. And also, let's talk about the production design. The majority of the film take place in the house where the crime scene took place. And this house has a lot of interesting objects in that they use, and it's a very, very interesting place. And they definitely use that place to its advantage to create a really great crime scene and to create a lot of great sequences. There are many scenes that go out of the house. They need to do that for the story. I was hoping the whole movie would be in the house, but I understood the story had to go elsewhere. And I'm glad that it did. But I was hoping for a more claustrophobic experience, but it really wasn't that. As we learned more and more about this story, more got interesting, and it kept progressing. It kept getting me more invested. This is the film that keeps getting better and better and better and better and better until it goes along, and the ending I thought was amazing. And again, it is because of that main character and because of the perspective that this film is told that also makes it a little bit self-aware, because it sort of goes against tropes. It knows what the tropes are of murder mysteries, and in some of them it goes against them, and I really, really like that, because you think it's going one way where you're like, yeah, it's going to go here, and it doesn't. And then you think, this is interesting and unique, it's going to go here. No, it does a more cliche thing and makes fun of that, and that's what I really like. It's a very tongue-in-cheek murder mystery, which I loved. It definitely has a lot of stereotypical elements in there, but it does it on purpose to create something very, very entertaining, thrilling, exciting, hilarious, really fun cinema experience, really entertaining watching this movie, really well directed. There's nothing much else to say with Knives Out beyond spoiling it, because it's hard to talk about a mystery without going into the characters, because then that would spoil the characters. It would spoil what's happening. I prefer people to see it, just learn everything that's happening. The direction is excellent. I love when they're sitting in the chair and Daniel Craig is like intimidating them and you have all the knives pointing at them. Just really great imagery like that throughout the entire house, throughout this entire movie in this house. And as I said, it is the characters, the story that all drives this film. And it's all amazing. I love this movie. There's loads of little nods I feel like from rewatches I'll be able to notice more. But there's this towards the ending as well, when everything is of course revealed, it's sort of, there's a twist. And then there's another twist. And then you thought that was it. No, twist, turn, twist, turn. There's just so many twists and turns. And it just becomes so overwhelming and it's so amazing. And then when you think it's all done, everything's done, all the twists and turns, everything is revealed. Nope, let's throw some more in there. And it never feels like they're putting too much in there. It never feels like they're adding so much to the story, because it all makes sense. And you're like, it all makes sense now. And even though there's some things you could predict, I didn't really predict anything in this film, because again, each step of the way, with all the flashbacks it shows and all the characters it has, everything was quite unpredictable. It has some of my favourite sequences, some of my favourite dialogue, some of my favourite performances of this year. It's not one of my all-time favourites of this year. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to crack it into my top 10. There's been so many amazing films in 2019, but Knives Out is a really unique one, and for a murder mystery whodunit, I was extremely invested and satisfied with what I got. In terms of issues with the movie, as I said, I wish some moments were a little more original. I wish Rian Johnson put a little more style in there. This movie has a lot of style, trust me, it does have a lot. But I wish there was just a bit more of an oomph, a bit more of something to make this really unique as a murder mystery, story-wise. And maybe there is a moment of realization when everything is revealed, but I wish it focused more on that moment instead of putting it in the background, because it was just sort of like a big exposition dump, which was fine. I'm fine with that. And it showed the flashbacks, which really worked. I just wish they told that bit in a different, unique way. But again, these are small things that I don't care about, and Rian Johnson made something pretty much perfect for what he was going for. And Knives Out is exactly how it should have been, and it's very entertaining, very fun cinema experience. It's a film that is going to satisfy most people, I feel. The performances are excellent, as I've said, and the story is really interesting. I'm going to give Knives Out an A. I'm also going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. Guys, comment down below your opinions on Knives Out if you did see it. And of course, thanks for watching, and goodbye.